You might be the reason you can't get a job. Not because you're not qualified, and not because your resume sucks, because you've been poisoned by the negativity spiral and you don't even know it. In this video, I'm going to expose exactly how the negativity spiral works, why it feels so good to believe it, and how it's secretly destroying your chances of getting a job. Plus, I'll show you the psychological traps that keep you stuck and how to break free before it's too late. By the way, I'm Chris Tran. I've reviewed hundreds of resumes, worked as a hiring manager at Riot Games, and coached hundreds of people through career transitions. I've seen this pattern destroy careers, and I'm not going to let it destroy yours. It just feels really good to blame the system. When you've been job searching for months and getting nowhere, your brain is looking for answers. And there's nothing more comforting than hearing, "It's not your fault. The whole system is broken." I see this everywhere now. All job postings are fake. Nobody gets hired unless they know someone. Recruiters never actually look at your resume. And my favorite? It's all nepotism and cronyism. There's always a kernel of truth in these statements. Some job postings are fake. Some people do get hired through connections, and some recruiters are lazy. But here's what's really happening. Your brain is choosing comfort over control. When you believe the system is completely broken, you get to stop trying. You get to stop taking responsibility for your results. And that feels so much better than admitting you might need to change your approach. This mindset becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Let me tell you how this starts. You're struggling with your job search. So you go online looking for answers. Maybe it's LinkedIn, Reddit, TikTok, here on YouTube, wherever. You start seeing posts from other frustrated job seekers. Someone shares a story about applying to 300 jobs with no response. Another person talks about how they got ghosted by a recruiter. Again. A third person claims all companies just post fake jobs to collect resumes. And suddenly, you're not alone anymore. The comment section becomes an echo chamber of shared misery. Everyone has a horror story. Everyone has an example that proves the system is broken. And because misery loves company, these communities grow and grow and grow. But what you don't realize is the people who are successfully finding jobs, they're not hanging out in these spaces. So you only hear from the people who are struggling. You only see failures. And your algorithm feeds you more of the same, because that's what you're engaging with. Before you know it, you're convinced that everyone is struggling, that nothing works, and that you might as well give up. Want to know if you're being pulled into the negativity spiral? Listen for these words. Nobody gets hired through job applications anymore. Everyone knows the system is rigged. Never apply through company websites. Always expect to be ghosted. All recruiters are liars. Every job posting is fake. These universal statements should be massive red flags. The world doesn't work in absolutes. When someone tells you that nobody gets hired through online applications, ask yourself, then why do companies spend millions of dollars on job boards? And why would they waste all that money if it literally never works? The truth is more complicated and less dramatic than these sweeping statements. But complicated truth, it doesn't go viral on social media. Simple, angry, triggering statements do. It's all addictive. It feels good to be mad at the system instead of looking at what you can control. Here's the psychology behind why this stuff is so appealing. Uncertainty is torture. When you don't know why you're not getting hired, your brain goes into overdrive trying to find explanations. Any explanation is better than no explanation at all. External blame feels safer than internal responsibility. It's just less painful to believe the system is rigged than to think, maybe I need to improve my interview skills. And community feels good. When you're struggling alone, finding other people who share your frustration feels validating. You're not crazy. You're not the only one. But when you stay in these communities too long, you stop looking for solutions, and you start looking for more evidence that you're right to be hopeless. You absorb it until it becomes your reality. This negativity shows up in your interviews. You might not think you're being negative, but interviewers can sense when you're being defensive about gaps in your resume, when you badmouth previous employers, and when you seem defeated before the interview even begins. As a hiring manager, I could always tell when someone had given up hope. They'd go through the motions, but their energy was flat. They'd make subtle comments about how hard it is out there, or how they've been looking for a while. Compare that to candidates who come in genuinely excited about the role, who clearly researched the company, who asked thoughtful questions about the team and the challenges. As with everything, your mindset directly affects your performance, and your performance directly affects your results. People are getting hired every single day. I get messages constantly from people who've landed jobs by applying online, working with recruiters, following up professionally, improving their interview skills, networking, and yes, not just with nepotism, but with new strangers they've just met. Just last week, someone told me they almost gave up after 6 months of searching. They were ready to throw in the towel, but they kept going, and they finally landed a role that was perfect for them. Better pay, closer to home, great company culture. These success stories are happening all around you, but they're not showing up in the doom and gloom communities you might be following. Why? Because happy people don't spend their time online complaining. They're busy working their new jobs. In all honesty, you're getting a completely skewed sample of reality. You're only hearing from the people who are struggling, not the people who figured it out and moved on. Let me give you some real talk about the job market. Yes, it's challenging right now. Game layoffs are real, and some industries are even worse. The process to recovery might take longer than it used to, and frankly, longer than any of us wants it to. But here's what's also true. Companies are still hiring. Job boards and websites still work. Good recruiters exist and can be huge career assets. Most job postings are real, and skills and preparation still matter more than connections. The job market goes in cycles. It's been tough before, and it'll be tough again. But it always turns around. And the people who succeed, they're the ones who keep improving their approach while the market is tough, so that they're first in line when it turns around. If you recognize yourself in this video, here's how to break free. First, audit your information diet. What are you consuming every day? If your LinkedIn feed, your TikTok algorithm, your Reddit communities are all focused on how hopeless everything is, you need to change that. Unfollow all of those doom and gloom accounts. I don't care how many followers they have or how smart they sound. If they're making you feel hopeless, they're not helping you. Stop engaging with negative content. Don't even hate watch it. The algorithm doesn't know you disagree. All it knows is that you watched it. So it will show you more. Actively seek out success stories. Find communities where people share wins, not just complaints. Follow people who are actually helping job seekers succeed. Limit your time in any job search communities, even the good ones. You need balance. You need hope. You need to remember that this is temporary. This isn't about toxic positivity. You're allowed to acknowledge that job searching is hard, but Don't let that frustration become your identity. Instead of focusing on everything you can't control, focus on what you can control. Your skills. Are there any gaps you can fill? Certifications you can get? Tools you can learn? Your presentation. Is your resume telling a compelling story? Are you practicing your interview skills? Do you have strong examples prepared? Your strategy. Are you applying to the right roles? Are you networking effectively? Are you following up appropriately? Your mindset. Are you showing up as someone people want to work with? Are you genuinely excited about opportunities? Are you solution-focused instead of problem-focused? These are the things that actually move the needle. If you're deep in the negativity spiral, my advice might feel wrong to you. You might want to argue with it. And that resistance, that is the spiral talking. It doesn't want you to believe that things can get better, because then you'd have to start trying again. But here's my promise. If you can break free from the negativity, if you can focus on what you can control instead of what you can't, if you can show up to interviews with genuine energy and optimism, you will see different results. This system isn't perfect. This process isn't always fair. But it's not hopeless either. You just have to decide. Do you want to be right about how broken everything is? Or do you want to get hired? It's easier to believe that you're fighting an impossible battle than to admit you might be wrong. But easy doesn't get you a job. Don't let the negativity spiral rob you of opportunities you haven't even seen yet. And if this video helped you recognize some patterns in your own search, I've got more content that can help you build the mindset and skills you need to land a job. Check out my video on which resumes land interviews. It's the perfect next step. If you're someone who's been caught in the negativity spiral and this video is the wake-up call you needed, let me know in the comments. I read every single one, and I love hearing about people who've turned their search around.